I don't know if you've heard, but a bunch of artists are getting together to be creative and rebuild the Rainbow Bridge connecting our world with the monster's universe. This wholesome project was created by the lovely Christine from Courageous Painting. Christine, what have we got?
Mike is ready to pick out your color. Dice roll. And this is your color. Mike and I can't wait to see what you create.
Well, okay, I think that's a good one. Literally, like, it could have been a horrible shade of green or brown. I mean, someone's gonna get those. But with this, the second color I've chosen to match is this lovely, vibrant purple shade. We're creating 2 pieces for my art prompt book, How Much Art Can You Make? First up, inspired by that lovely peach tone. We need a cloth, we need water, because today we're using watercolor, which also means we actually need a second glass and a clean palette. Oh, this is what I've got in mind. Do you think this is gonna work? Hopefully. Pop on uncomfy because we're getting cozy. We need to mix these 2 shades. But I'm not gonna be super accurate about it. Maybe a shell pink, potter's pink, and a brown that might be close enough. Honestly, I'm just gonna take it. We're having fun. Next up is the lovely purple shade. So I'm thinking, what about ultramarine violet, Prussian blue, and alizarin crimson? Maybe that'll be close enough. Let's give it a mix and see. First up, the pastel pink shade, which I wish it actually had a name. Oh, what about a little bit of orange? This needs a bit more colour. But you know what? I'm gonna take it. That is close enough. It's always gonna look different on different screens anyway, so I'm gonna take it. The purple actually has a name. It's bright violet. Oh, whoopsie, let's clean that up. How Much Art Can You Make is out, and first we're heading to the chapter Who Are You? For the prompt, what's the star sign? Draw something related or make up your own. On watercolour paper, this is the sketch. Can you guess the star sign? Firstly, as always, going in with some water to wet the page because I love starting with the wet on wet technique. I think when it comes to watercolour, it's just a really good base and it makes the page look a little bit fuzzy. It blends without putting any effort in, really. So it's a great place to start. So, if you haven't guessed already, the star sign is Aquarius because it's currently Aquarius season. And I actually thought of this because Aquarius is the water bearer. And I thought with this colour palette, wouldn't it look cool if the water is dark purple, the bright violet colour? Because then there's just a little hint of the purple. And the base of the first piece is the lovely peach pink tone. So then the second one can be dark purple leaning. We're painting 2 pieces with the same colour palette, but basing each one on a different colour and seeing what we create. So looking at the lovely peach pink tone, I thought of doing a portrait. It could be like a skin tone, it could be like a hair colour, it could be like clothes. That's kind of what I thought of. But the dark purple, we are going in a very different direction for. And it's crazy that we're creating using just 2 colours that are already pre-mixed, so we can't even change them up very much. And just seeing what direction the colours will take us in, and somehow ended up with 2 very different subjects. It's crazy the way colours work, really. However, I am struggling with this face. That shell pink colour was absolutely perfect to mix the colour that we need. And I'm sure this Pantone colour would generally have white in it. However, white in watercolour is a little bit controversial. It's not something that I tend to reach for, so I don't really have very much experience with it. But with just these 2 colours, I'm tempted to layer them. And because there's already white in it, they're not really laying on top of each other, because when you have white mixed in, it makes the color more opaque, so you kind of lose the layers that are underneath. That's a struggle. The second struggle is that when it mixes with the purple, it creates a more muted pastel color that unfortunately looks a little bit muddy, especially because we're actually mixing like 6 paints together and there's already so many pigments in each of the paints. Yeah, it's a challenge. I've also not really used watercolor in a while and I want to get this piece right. It's part of an incredible collab that's hosted by the amazing Christine from Courageous Painting. If you haven't checked out the playlist, I've popped it down below. There's already been a ton of artists taking part and Christine is managing it perfectly, I must say. So make sure you go over and give her some love if you haven't already. And if you're enjoying this video, why don't you go ahead and give it a like, and why don't you subscribe? I post twice a week, so there's lots of new videos coming up, and there's actually going to be a ton more artists taking part, which is just crazy to think about. Such a huge collab to take on and a fantastic idea. Although I must admit, I do kind of feel for the people at the very end that might end up with like green or like these horrible shades of yellow, because I did choose that lovely purple shade myself. You never know though, half are random, they might be okay. It's just the other half that might be a little bit funny by the time we get to the end, so good luck to those artists. Grabbed a gel pen, added some highlight, but unfortunately this piece has ended up a lot more different than I was intending. There is a lot more purple, but you know what, it needed definition and the light tone just was not doing that. Well, okay, let's scan it. A glue stick because we've cut up this page and now it's time to stick it in. There's a little sneak peek there at what's to come. And all that's left is to add in the prompt, which you can't really see very well, but it's okay. We're taking the next prompt in a very different direction. Time for a little intermission. We have some orders to pack. First up for Kerry, a Michelangelo's David sticker and a Whoopsie sticker pack including these 3. Tried to pick out some nice different ones, and because this is Kerry's second order, she gets 2 special freebie stickers. Next we're moving on to Heidi, who's ordered a mystery art trading card. This cute little landscape in watercolor and neocolor pastels that gets signed and numbered along with others. They've got a cute little fishy art trading card, or ACEO, and a cute little froggy as well, plus the pink portrait print, Michelangelo's David, the print version, a little witchy sticker, and a spooky sticker bundle. I'm also including a free witchy print, the plaque sticker that they're both getting, second order freebie stickers, and I popped in sketch too from the previous Peachtober. Thank you to both of you. I hope you like your orders, and it's making me super excited for the big shop update now. I can't wait to show you everything that's planned. We need to cut up 2 little circles because there are 2 new Patreon members to add to the Patreon. First up, Reluctant Mongoose, who of course needs a mongoose. I've never drawn one of these before. Kind of looks like a cat combined with a capybara. And then for Spins, we are drawing her adorable little service dog. Gotta say, I don't know why it's turned out looking so sassy, but now we have 2 more super cute animals to add to the Patreon tree, along with all of the other animals, and of course a huge thank you to the sketchbook buddies. Look how cool this tree is looking now. Okay, back to it. What is the next prompt in How Much Art Can You Make? We're in How About a Challenge, and we have What's That Noise? Draw It. Back to the watercolor paper, and this is the sketch. Can you guess what this might be inspired by? If you could just about see, there's a tree there, there's an owl, there's a sunset, and inspired by that lovely bright violet color, I thought of a lavender field. wild. It might be slightly the wrong shade of purple, but honestly, when it comes to landscapes, that's what I thought of, with that lovely rich purple. You know what? Looking at this piece already, I kind of want to add neo colors. Maybe not mixed with water, but just a little bit of texture on top if we have the right colors. I don't know, they're very specific colors. We need to do watercolor first, okay? But I think the neo colors might work. Not got exactly like I had in mind, but I think these two pieces are going to be like really different to each other, which is, it might be cool. Okay, let's get back to it. Are you ready? No. Okay, something is wrong with this paper. It's kind of falling apart, right? Do you see that? It just doesn't look right. So I'm thinking we might be on the wrong side. This is Cardi paper, and I always struggle to see which side is the correct side to paint on. Honestly, both sides kind of look the same. So we're gonna paint it and see. And hopefully this way we'll find out, right? Maybe. You know, I don't know if this is looking any better. Well, since the back has completely reactivated and ended up on the desk, we're gonna go ahead with this version that doesn't have any sketch whatsoever. Try and loosely add some lavender and just kind of hope for the best. I'm gonna tell you now, I've never painted a lavender field like this before. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on a secret. I actually have an idea. I'm thinking of turning these two pieces into a cute little sticker bundle. It's crazy, they're very different from each other, but because they use the exact same color palette, I think it's gonna be fantastic. Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm currently in the process of making the shop update. It's just an idea. I think they'll be pretty cool stickers. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'll keep you updated. What do you think though? Should they be matte or maybe hollow? What do you think would work for this kind of art? Sunday morning, waking up with you. We got no plans. Okay, none of these colours are perfect, but we're just gonna have to make do. Let's get it as close as possible. You tell me you love me, I go start the coffee. Sunday morning, easy love with you. Okay, I'm your sunshine mixed with a little hurricane. White hot angel with a daredevil's brain. This feeling, I just can't fight it. You know all the ways I like it. My north, you're my south, you're my east, you're my west. When you see me at my worst, try to make me feel my best. This love we just can't deny. Well, let's get an even smaller paintbrush because we're trying to reactivate this little owl. I'm not fantastic with neo colors, but we're just gonna try and adapt, okay? Because this piece is not going to plan. It looks muddy. I think it's the purple in combination with that little bit of white and shell pink. It just doesn't look like I was planning and hoping. It doesn't really look like watercolor. It doesn't look soft and loose and flowy. It looks a bit more like gouache. So we are adapting. We're bringing in a different medium and adding some harsher lines. We're just going to go with the flow. I feel like when a piece doesn't go exactly to plan, the best thing is to think up a solution on the spot, because in my experience, if you leave these things and try and come up with different ideas and get back to it, it's so easy to just forget about that piece and not want to go back to it. So yes, it hasn't gone to plan, but we've got a different medium, and whilst it doesn't look at all like I was expecting, I actually really like this piece, and I hope you might do too. All we need to do is pop the prompt down and then both pieces are complete. The first is inspired by the colour that Mike chose. Creating using only 2 colours is quite the challenge, but in limiting yourself it can actually open up a different type of creativity, like the second piece that inspired a lavender field. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'll be back here in a few days time, and in a couple of weeks you'll want to head over to Chuck's channel for the next Pantone collab video. Take care and I'll see you very soon.